All right, guys. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. Our next performer will be Hasna, who's performed at GenerAction Jam before. She's half Salvadorian, and I don't know what's the other half, right? What's the other half? Oh, wow. So she's half Pakistani, quarter Filipino, you said? And a quarter Salvadorian. That's awesome. I didn't know about the Pakistani part. Now I feel like you're right at home. So come on through and perform your spoken word. Okay. Is this
That's good, yeah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. It's Hasna, and today I'll be reading a poem that I wrote. Every 4 years, we gamble on the future of our nation, putting faith in our oppressors and expecting our salvation. From the same ears that heard freedom and responded segregation, who treats the entire land of Africa as their personal plantation. All the while, we're distracted by the latest media sensation. Our Pacific Islanders are mascots for every Westerner's vacation. So yes, we hear Ohana, and we don't need any translation. But it's at the cost of an overthrowal and a royal abdication. Not to mention all the immigrants they blame for lack of acclimation, though they plumage through the native lands beneath the flag of exploitation. Not only were the manpower and labor their fixations, but they extracted from the earth like an anti-holy purgation. Still, we treat our votes as if by some complication, someone who wears the color blue will be our heroic liberation. All the while we lay lazy in a pattern of stagnation, let our oppressors rewrite us like gentrification. I've lost hope in my own people and in my own generation, serving civic duty to a tyrant as oblation, but I can only pray that my children will break our iterations and unbind us and unblind us from the hands of annexation. They won't rely on a system that's an unjust automation, but see the result of an election as far from condemnation, for they start within their homes in the form of conversation, encouraging free thinking and lighting flames of contestation. And from neighbor to neighbor, they form an ideation that if they work to serve themselves, then no matter the legislation, their local grocer still gets produce from a local cultivation. Local elders mentor children to supplement their education. Local families in need are served by local businesses' donations. Local homeless are sheltered in local accommodations. Local judges aim to reform rather than rely on incarceration. Local voices tell stories in a way of artification. All of this regardless of tariffs or inflation or political climate or whatever is the media's fixation, this future community will discover that the strongest demonstration is to show we can survive regardless of who will run this nation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hasna, for a poem on hope. Alhamdulillah. I know the terror's been killing us lately, like especially with the Switch 2 being so high in price and other stuff. You're just like, and that's just the economic. Alhamdulillah. All right, so the next performer will be me. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Recall the example of Prophet Ibrahim, how he was chained. Recall the example of Prophet Ibrahim, how he was chained in the... Bismillah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Recall the example of Prophet Ibrahim, how he was chained in the... Bismillah. You see, this is what happens when you don't rehearse the poem after a while. I gotta bring it up, my bad. I performed this so many times, and like I had it memorized, so sorry about that, guys. Recall the example of Prophet Ibrahim, how he was thrown in the fire by those who opposed his deen, how he refused the help of Angel Jibreel. Look at the patience of this teen, all chained, upset. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. So the fire turned cool by the order of the Most Supreme. Indeed, Allah is the one who loves the as-sabirin. Further in his life, he traveled to Syria and Philistine. How sad it is that these once big dreams are now rubble and broken beams. I see people with bones broken, low muscle ribs poking, and swollen feet on the streets. The believers are to support each other like our bracelets support the teeth. Yet we're sitting at home trying to get that next kill streak. Yeah, the horrors of war I've spoken for is no time for joking for, because with those eyes full of tears, I sense those hearts full of fear. The fiends impose that their punishment must be made more severe to break the Muslimin off of Sirat al-Mustaqim to which they adhere. It is the as-sabirin who will always stay sincere. But what about me? How would I be? Would I be constantly blaming my Lord for my destiny? I say Islam is in my mind, but where my heart is flowing. Thank you. See, this is what happens when you're like so excited about a poem that you forget the lines. So we have our next performer. She goes by two. Zainab, Maryam? I don't know. Which one do you go for? Maryam, right?
Well, it depends who is it.
Dang. All right, come on through.
Let me grab this real quick.
Have you ever seen those videos where you see these poor children who are asking for charity donations and people just pass by like they don't see them? And we feel bad and we wish we could do something, but how often do we actually act? So a few months ago on February, when I went to Umrah, alhamdulillah, after the Umrah finished, like tomorrow of it, we went to visit a few places, and one of them was the Shuhada Uhud. And I had these two kids came to me. One of them was like 7 years old, and the other one was about 3 years old, and he asked me for a donation. And I always, like, I always give charity. If I have cash in my pockets, I don't go home without like giving it out. But this time, because of my previous experience that I had there in the same place, I knew that if I give some kids like some money, and then a lot of people gonna come, there are a lot of beggars. And so my intention was to not give out something there, but then that was the biggest regret of my life, one of the biggest regrets of my life. And after, so basically these two kids were asking me this for about 3 to 4 minutes. They were staring at me and they were smiling on my face, and I was looking at their eyes and I was just smiling. But because I already made the intention that I'm not gonna give it up in this place, I didn't. I was just staring at the kid, and I can still remember their faces. Finally, this kid walked away, and my sister came to me and she asked, "Do you not feel bad?" And I explained for her why did I do this, and she walked away. Then I was staring at the kids, and he and his brother, they sat in the rock, and he was looking very disappointed. And I remember, like, I used to, like, when I was watching this videos on social media, and I was like, if it was me, I would have do something. Why these people are so blind? SubhanAllah. The moment that I wanted to do something, this brother, it was an Egyptian brother and his wife next to me. He, like, I was literally about to take it from my bag, and he came and talked to these little guys, and he asked how they were in Arabic, and they had a conversation. He greeted them, he asked them some questions, and then finally he gave them something, and then they were happy and they left. But then this regret stayed with me until today, and I had a very bad feeling afterward, where there were so many events like this in my life, but this one was just like staying with me, and it stayed with me until now, because the next day of it, which was tomorrow, and we went for the morning prayer, and it was in front of the Kaaba, and we were about to pray. So I had my heart very full of this regret, and I was like so shameful in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I was feeling regret. The Imam, when after he recited Surah Fatiha, he started reciting my second favorite surah, which is Surah Maryam, and subhanallah, I started crying, which that doesn't really come out in front of a lot of people, because I'm always excited when I see people. But then after the prayer finished, and I asked Allah for forgiveness, and I'm like, why did I do that? Why was I blind? Why was I not focusing at what was going on? One of the cleaners of the haram came to me, and he asked me for donation. Into that event, I just gave something out, and then another one came, so I gave another thing out, and then 4 or 5 more came, and then I just keep giving out, and then I realized I ran out of my money. And subhanallah, when I realized that, I just made the dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me for what I was blind for. And I remember the event of the previous day. Then I remember that maybe this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered my dua, and maybe now he's happy from me. So alhamdulillah, I said alhamdulillah. And then the moral of the story is that our ability to do good deeds, it's a blessing from Allah. So never be proud of your good actions. Always thank Allah for allowing you to do good, and always ask from Him to allow you to do good, because it's not as we're like trying to good, it's Allah who's allowing us to do good.
Thank you so much, Mariam, or Zainab. Alhamdulillah. So, the next performer is going to be Hiba with a spoken word, inshallah. Hello?
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's not spoken word. This is, I guess, halfway between a story and me just rambling. So, bismillah. For those of you I have not had the absolute pleasure of meeting, my name is Hiva, and when I was younger, I went to Joanne Fabrics almost weekly. It was me and my mom's third space. It was a place for us to learn, a place for us to create, a place for us to imagine, and as you guys have heard, Joanne Fabrics is actually filing for bankruptcy, so they will be closing. I feel like my voice is not. They will be closing down most of their stores. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna just set this over here. By the end of this month, I think, is the plan. And so this is a short piece titled Goodbye, Joanne Fabrics. Even more than that, looking at the velvet backdrop that they are laid over. I bought a piece of felt once, then twice. Then almost every time I went shopping at Joanne Fabrics, it was one of their 79-cent rectangles. And while I love to experiment with different shades and patterns, for some reason, I always bought this one as well. It was a staple in my shopping cart. Black felt with silver glitter as dark as the space between the stars. 3-inch pillows, vests, dresses, whatever my stuffed animals required, they got via my childlike creativity and exceptional sewing skills. I'm kidding, by the way. I did not know how to use a needle and thread when I was 8 years old, but I did have a hot glue gun, and the results were pretty comparable, if I do say so myself. If ever there was a job posting to design felt clothes for teddy bears, I was your go-to candidate. I went to Joanne a few weeks ago when I heard the news. Like a loved one in the hospital, I rushed. I took my time. I examined each aisle with sorrow and each 90% off clearance sign with regret. Regret that I didn't take more knitting classes. Regret that I never did become a master cake decorator. Regret that I became creative for a living and forgot what it meant to be creative for fun. On my journey, meandering through the store like, for lack of a better word, a lost soul, I came across a portal to the past. Looking down at my hands, I noticed how chubby my fingers looked, how close the ground was. I was a child again, holding a piece of black felt with silver glitter. Only this time, the price tag said 20 cents instead of 79. I'm not sure why I bought the felt from Joanne's clearance sale. I had no plans to craft with it, no stuffed animals to clothe come wintertime, and my cat would certainly find the material far too scratchy, but I bought it. I bought it anyway. Forgive my calculus, but sometimes, like a graph decidedly choosing to be concave up versus concave down, I think about the inflection points in my life. If I had chosen differently then, where would I be now? Is there a version of me that never really cared about a piece of black felt with silver glitter? And what's she up to nowadays? I visited another country earlier this year and found myself in a car crammed with my family all around me. There was a dead dog on the side of the road. Traffic resumed as usual, and as the car drove further along, we saw a living dog walking in the opposite direction of us. The living dog would come across the dead dog soon. I don't know why that scene stuck so vividly with me. It felt like the dog was walking towards its future, for death is incumbent upon us all. Or maybe it's this idea that Allah has purposefully veiled for us what we might, would, will be, so that we act in the present moment completely unbiased. Your future is written, and so is your past, but you exist right now. Does anyone here believe in the parallel universe theory? The multiverse? A little bit? I don't know why, I'm very compelled by it. But even more than that, I'm compelled by the thought of switching universes with another version of yourself. There's an explanation people use that I like to reference. Imagine you are a fish in a stream of water. Your stream is all you know. You can move forward, backward, sideways, etc., but you can never fly or jump out of the stream, walk over to somewhere else, etc. Similarly, imagine there is a parallel stream to yours, let's say 10 feet away, in which there is a fish exactly like you, constrained by the exact same things. These two fish think that they have seen it all because they have explored their streams in their entirety. But if a fisherman were to come along and scoop the 2 fish out of the water and replace them in the wrong stream, the fish wouldn't be the wiser. Luckily, as far as I can tell, the only one who can make someone switch streams in our universe is God, the big guy upstairs. But do you want to know when I feel the most like the fisherman? When I'm on my phone, scrolling through social media as pleas for help, for escape, for donations, for life, drown my explore page. How easy it is for me to turn from one video to the next video, to the next video, and finally the mirror. We are all a couple coin flips away from being in any one of their shoes. It's just chance that we sit here while they scream there. I'm glad that I can recognize that being self-made is a myth, and Allah is behind everything I have. I'm glad that Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear because I'm weak. I am so weak. I would break in an instant if I switched spots with the girl my age crying at me through my phone. I wonder sometimes if there exists a version of me that lives in a world not marked by greed, where capitalism isn't destroying the climate and business propositions aren't bombing children, where arrogance doesn't reign supreme, and where Amazon.com never became more than an online bookstore. Would Joann Fabrics have stayed in business without the online shopping giant funneling millions of dollars in profit? If such a world exists, I pray that Allah transforms our stream into that one, for I can't see into the future, and honestly, I can barely remember the past. I am a creature that is hopelessly, sometimes hopefully, bound to the present. I exist right now. But my dreams, they don't exist right now. They exist everywhere. They exist across all timelines, and I personally would love to realize a dream where I visit Al-Aqsa, inshallah, and see a Palestinian child laughing and smiling with a teddy bear cradled on her hip. And I think I just had an idea of what I want to do with that piece of felt, black with silver glitter, that I bought a couple weeks ago. Thank you.
Just say real quick. I think it's all it. And mashallah, who would have thought? That was a very unpredictable poem, and I liked it. That was beautiful. So, what I was telling you guys earlier about the bravery it takes to perform, you're not performing, no word.
I am not performing.
He's not.
I'm not worried.
And I didn't just bring him up because we're identical. Listen, just hear me out. There's somebody that wants to perform. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And she was brave enough to sign up for this. She's in the back. And we got to make a lot of noise for her because this takes... Yeah. Who am I? Who are we? Who are we talking about? Let them know.
So, assalamu alaikum, guys. I want to introduce actually a special person in my life. I reverted to Islam not too long ago, and one of the people who was so welcoming and really supported me and helped me from afar and to become where I am today, inshallah, and alhamdulillah for that perspective. I want to big shout out, I want a big applause for Anna, Sister Anna.
Sister Ann.
Woo! Come on, bigger than that, bigger than that, bigger than that, bigger than that. Yeah!
What's up? This for you. We can't even look. We don't even look.
Oh my God, can I put this here?
Yeah, sure. Let me lower.
Yes, go ahead. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to Islam in Spanish. Shout out to my crews everywhere for Islam in Spanish. This is my second time I'm performing. I did this before COVID, and I'm a little nervous, like always. But I always get encouraged by my peoples that I should just try. And if I make mistakes, well, alhamdulillah. Okay, so I created a poem, and I wanted to share it with all of you. A Puerto Rican Muslim anthem. From the shores of Borinque, where my roots intertwine, my parents were born in a land so divine. I was raised in New Jersey, where the seasons unfold, yet the warmth of my island is a treasure to hold. A Bori Muslim, guided by faith's gentle might, in the stillness of prayer, I find solace and peace, but my culture remains a vibrant masterpiece. Sofrito still bubbles, a symphony of taste, garlic and peppers, no moment to waste. I marinate my memories, each dish a delight. With love in the kitchen, my heart takes flight. El Yunques, green whispers, the beaches that gleam, a gleam, waterfalls cascading like a beautiful dream. I carry my island, its essence in my soul. In the rhythm of life, I am beautifully whole. Wepa, I exclaim when joy fills the air. Mi isla boricua, with its spirit so rare. In H-Town I flourish, yet my heart beats in tune, with the pulse of my heritage beneath the same moon. A triracial identity, a blend rich and proud, Taino, Spanish, African, together we're loud. In the echoes of Bomba, the congas resound to the break of dawn where our spirits are found. La Plena's sweet rhythm, we dance hand in hand. With La Chancla in motion, we honor our land. Arroz con gandules, sancocho, so fine, and every bit savored, our cultures align. With pride, I carry the flag of symbol of grace. In my car, it waves brightly, a love I embrace. Through borders may separate and maps may confine, in the heart of my being, my roots intertwine. So here I stand proudly, with faith and with pride, in the dance of my ancestors, I'll never divide. From Borinque's shores to the stars shining bright, I carry my island, my culture, my light.
Jazakallah khair for a beautiful, heartfelt poem. I was doing some reflections. And while I was doing reflections, I was thinking about my performance. And I performed the poetry 7 times before on this stage without a problem. I know there's a lot of people in the crowd that want to speak, but they're like, oh my gosh, what if I mess up? What if I don't? But you see, there's beauty in imperfections. I had to be humbled because I've been performing this poem that I did 7 to 10 times at GenerAction Jam in different ways, all memorized. But I had to feel that imperfection again. So, if you have something in your heart, sign up next month, inshallah, for poetry, for comedy, anything. Speak your heart out. There's something valuable there that, you got to show the world what it is. And with that, our next performer, right before our comedy, would be Amani with her poetry.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I just wanted to say a few quick words before I start, just to do with my connection to this place. So I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but I'm from somewhere very far away. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I know about this place because of my cousin brother, Noor, who told me about this place and knows the center and the founders. But he told me something I didn't know before about our cousin sister from London. Her name is Friha, and she was battling a terminal illness. He told me this today. He told me in her last weeks, she came across this center on social media, and she called Noor, saying she wanted to donate to this place. And then she did donate to the center in the little time that she had left. So inshallah, may Allah bless her soul and this center. I'm now going to read my poem. Kulli nafsin za'iqatul maut. We're driving past the beach, listening to Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, and my dad says, Kulli nafsin za'iqatul maut. Every soul shall taste death. He cries like a wounded sky. It's been 4 weeks now. I found strands of your hair on a hair tie, your glasses, the bright orange case, a book about beating unbeatable cancers, forever earmarked at page 32. Your things are so stubbornly still. We all sit dead-eyed, watching the clock tick closer to midnight, silent as the fireworks explode with some obnoxious song playing. One of our younger ones asks why we are crying. It's only a year that's passed. And I thought there was time. Foolish hope bordering on arrogance lost me my last words with you. I thought no one could kill us. I thought we would live forever. And now I help place fresh soil on your resting place. And I pray to see you in my dreams so I can say that I'm sorry. Regret is a bitter peach rotting in my gut, and I haven't been able to eat for weeks. It is so embarrassing. I am supposed to be good with words, but when it mattered, the well ran dry, and we ran out of time. Indeed, we are always in loss. Do I even have the right to miss you? Do I even have the right to hear a song and be reminded of you? Do I even have the right to talk about you to a room of strangers who never knew you? I'm not sure that I know anything anymore, but I know there will be a day when the good souls are reunited. I hope I'm worthy enough to be one of them. I hope I see you laughing.
Wow. SubhanAllah. I'm kind of speechless. So let's start off with something that death can be, and loss and grief can be very, very hurtful. And some people will never, ever be able to feel what we feel, whether it's our grandparents, whether it's our cousin, father, mother. It's a struggle that is pretty tough. And I can see people, like extremely positive, optimistic people, just dealing with death and grief. They can like be at home, like an extrovert, just being at home for like months on end. And sometimes we should check up on other people because you never know what they're going through, especially if they're acting outside of their personality. Usually it is a sign that something's going on in their heart that needs to be reached out. So thank you for your poem, alhamdulillah, spoken word. And
Let me interrupt again, if you don't mind. Sorry.
all good.
Yeah, that was a very beautiful poem. And I want to say, when you're an artist or you write, there's this thing called writer's block where you have this struggle to put the perfect words in your piece, and you look at something, you finish it, and you're like, man, I'm not satisfied. And as an artist, sometimes like I hear things and I know that those were the best words that could be said for that message. And I think that's what was done, mashallah. I'm gonna tell y'all something. So just a little backstory about like something like just about me. So when I was younger, my father, I had a brother very close to my brother. I had two brothers very close to them. And one of my brothers was never home. I looked up to him, but he was never there. My father was around, alhamdulillah. My other brother, we were like best friends, right? So my brother who was never there was gone away from the house. He had his own activities, his own things of importance. My brother who I was very close to, unfortunately, he passed away, you know? And I remember my brother that was never there, he came back home, he was crying. He was like, had tears in his eyes. And he was like, man, our brother's gone, our brother's gone. And I looked at him and I was like, I had resentment. For the first time, I was like 10 years old. I had resentment. I knew what resentment was at that very moment. That's where I learned it. And I was like, you're never there. I just went back to sleep, right? A year passes by. My father passes away. And I hadn't seen my brother the whole time. He was in a place far away, right? Where they don't let you come home. And after a year passes, I got to see him at my father's funeral, right? And so we didn't talk. I didn't know what to say. Like, I didn't have the words, the right words. But it was good to see him. I just didn't tell him that it was good to see him. You know, I still felt a little bit of resentment. So here I was, one brother's gone, another brother is not coming home anytime soon. Father's gone. It's like by myself, is what it felt like, right? It's like, okay, cool, this is what it is. My outlet was poetry. Poetry is what helped me understand what I was going through. So it was like what helped me understand how to identify what this world and this life was for me. So some years passed. My brother was in jail for a few years. Oh, damn, I said it. Oops. Okay, let's act like I didn't hear. And of course, life goes on. Hadn't seen him, never visited him. He was far away. And basically, I had to figure out everything on my own. And I remember waking up one day. Or somebody woke me up one day out of my sleep after a few years. And it was my brother. He came home, but I didn't know he was coming home. He came home early. And it was like the best day of my life. I thought, like, how beautiful is that? Like, the one day he woke me up, I hated him. I couldn't stand him. Years later, he wakes me up, and I'm like, man, I'm so happy to see you. I don't know why, like, but it's like, life's about to be better now. But in between that whole time, I had expression, art, poetry. And there's so much pain. Like, I'm telling you, the ummah, like, I swear, everybody here has so much to say that somebody else could benefit from. And just tell the story. Like, just come up here and just start talking. It just sounds stupid sometimes. You feel me? Like, just say it, bro. Drip, drip. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that because it's very beautiful and very inspirational. And I want everybody to understand the capability, the power they have, and the alignment that you can find in poetry. So thank you. Yeah.
There's a lot of power in pain. And through pain can come beautiful poetry. And as you see it in the past, the ones who went through the most amount of pain, they have some really great, songs, poetry, and so on and so forth. Because when the heart is looking for an avenue to express, poetry and the like is a really great avenue. And with GenerAction Jam, we make it easy for Muslims to express themselves because we don't see this everywhere, right? In Houston, I don't think I've seen a Muslim space do spoken word, comedy, and everything. And alhamdulillah, we're grateful for Islam in Spanish for allowing this opportunity for us. With that being said, besides donating on Venmo, there is also, we are looking, if you cannot donate money, then you could donate your time and try to make this program even better than it was ever before. Alhamdulillah, by volunteering and stuff like that. And now we have our final performer. We have Hana with her stand-up comedy. Woo!
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I have to be honest with you, the whole time that I was sitting in the front row, listening to that poetry, listening to people talking about the deepest, darkest, most painful moments of their lives, I was like, how am I gonna go after the chick with the cool accent? I actually am so excited to be here today at Islam in Spanish, pero primero quiero decir unas palabras en español para mi gente. It's a fabulous center. There's a whole museum right outside. You can learn all about Muslim Spain's contributions. Did you know, for example, we invented the clock and we're always late? Additionally, we invented modern medicine, but that doesn't matter because now we have, say it with me, Vaporub. Hey, no one knew about that. Is this Islam in Spanish or Islam in Arabic? Okay, Vaporub, that's what you need. Whenever you're sick, sad, tired, Vaporub. We even invented the clock, but as you can tell, we're never on time. So keep that in mind. Despite knowing Spanish though, I am not actually Hispanic. I am Syrian, born Syrian Muslim. Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm not a convert. My parents do worship the Holy Trinity though. Doctor, lawyer, engineer. And everyone always asks me, they're like, well, I mean, I would like to think that they ask me, they're like, how are you so funny? And I'm like, my parents. And they're like, no, really? And I'm like, my parents. Every time you hit your child, a dream dies, but a joke is born. I did actually become an attorney, which is an odd... Thank you. I am an attorney and a stand-up comedian. It's an odd combination. But the way I think of it is if the judge is laughing, his eyes are closed, and he can't see how guilty you are. Additionally, if you're in jail, can I get you out? No. But can I entertain you while you're there? Definitely. Because, Your Honor, he really did kill that person, but he also killed with that outfit. Speaking of, I see everyone's looking all dressed up today. Very nice. I see we have a lot of Bismillah necklaces going on. Okay. One thing I don't understand about us Muslim women is we will literally be dating the most toxic, deranged, unhinged, harami man, and we be thinking that an Ayatul Kursi necklace is gonna make up for it. Girl, your man is so toxic, you could have a whole jewelry store and even Shaitan would swerve. Oh, the boys are laughing. The boys are like, we're safe out here. We're safe. Don't you dare think that for a second. I saw y'all looking at the matcha at the menu before you ordered the cold brew. I saw that. You're like, nah, I'm a man. I don't drink green tea. Okay, I guess, if that's what you like, bro, like you think you're a man. I'll tell you what men do. Men go into battles, bro. They fight for Islam. They don't be starting fights at Qahwa House. Come on now. I'm brand new to Houston and the things that I have seen, astaghfirullah. Y'all never put your shopping carts back. What is wrong with you? No, y'all literally be rolling the shopping cart, you'll like stick it in a bush somewhere and then act like you didn't see it. God saw it. Astaghfirullah. Y'all, I literally saw this guy once, he literally just like let it go and he's like, tawakkal ala Allah. The shopping cart was fi sabilillah the whole time. I literally even saw a guy, this is at Walmart, He literally just took the shopping cart, stuck it in his trunk. Man just really doesn't want to put it back. Man, I was at Walmart the other day and I was looking around and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a wonderful, wonderful, magical place. Because the Walmarts in the South, they hit different. Like, I don't know what it is about a store when you can go, you can buy tires, glasses, and an outfit to wear to a stand-up comedy event. Like, it's amazing. The other thing that I love is like brisket. You know what I'm saying? Right? Everyone loves brisket, but I'm from Portland, Oregon, so all we had is like tofu with brisket sauce. That's like when your kid asks you for candy. I don't have a kid, but if they did ask me, I'd be like, inshallah, but really it means no. Like, you're lying to me here. I can sense it. That joke didn't land, that's fine, okay? That's fine, that's fine. Not all jokes have to land, just like not all planes have to land. Alhamdulillah, this is a Muslim space. Oh man, oh man. I can tell which of y'all have been randomly selected by who laughed really hard at that joke. Like, y'all that laughed really hard, y'all the ones, they know, like, they know. But also, I gotta say, I don't think being randomly selected is that bad. You know what I mean? Like, they pull you out, they put you with all the other young, well-educated, often good-looking Muslims. I'd say that's still doing better than most of our mosque matchmaking events. See, if y'all hate me after this, I'll just go back to Portland. You know, I'll become one with the mountains. I'll go camping. I love camping. I love camping. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the best. Being in a tent, in the middle of nowhere, no possessions, no nothing, I feel free. I told this to my Palestinian grandma. She's like, yeah, we camped in 1948. It was not nearly as fun. It's okay, you can laugh. I'm telling you that you can laugh. Wallahi, it's okay. Oh, you guys are disappointed in me. You're like, man, we came here, only 95% of the jokes are landing. Why not 99? Why not 100? We come all the way to this country. And not 100% of the jokes. What your grandparents gonna say? Speaking grandparents, this is one thing I know no matter what age, race, background, whatever, you could be a Muslim from Mars and you will always unite on the fact that no matter how old you are still too old to be unmarried. Like, this is Islam in Spanish, right? Guaranteed. There's Univision reporters going like, hola, tenemos una entrevista especial con una abuelita decepcionada por su antihijo que no está casado en la edad grande de 21 años. For those of you who understood that, let's just say that this grandma's very disappointed that her son is not married at age 21. You know, I was gonna say that's a fate worse than death, but honestly, that's a fate worse than eating unseasoned chicken and then going to use the restroom that doesn't have a shatafa in it. How dare y'all be calling us dirty when y'all, okay, I'm not even gonna get into it. Switching topics right now. I'm not gonna go too in depth, you know what I'm saying? But if there's a CIA agent here, please try it. It will change your life. It will change your hygiene, okay? Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. What topics have we covered so far? Who's in medicine here? Okay, almost everyone. Actually, yes, almost everyone in the Muslim community is either in medicine, knows someone who's in medicine, or has parents who are disappointed that they didn't go into medicine. So I have a few friends right now, they're doing their rotations and they ended up doing urology. Urology is like everything going on down there. Let's just keep it at that. But they were telling me that men literally time their vasectomies to March Madness. So they can have that time off. They're like, yeah, there's only one seed we care about. Go for it, doctor. Cut what you need to cut. Okay, I guess y'all are too scared to laugh. I'll let that settle in. It's fine. Y'all acting like you don't know anything about sports now. I've seen you play fantasy football. I've seen you do it on Muzz, bro. Y'all be like, oh, this guy didn't work out to me. I'll punt him to you. Like, y'all literally be doing it like fantasy football. You got your starters, you got your second string, you got the Philadelphia Eagles, and even they want a ring. Come on now. No, not the Super Bowl joke, please. I was thinking about what the Super Bowl is for Muslims, and it's probably like the Sahur Fest that got shut down. Yeah, come on now, Dallas is on us. I know they're watching their TikTok feeds being like, dang, people in Houston can't do anything right. Like, come on now. But actually, I do appreciate the Muslim community in Houston, I have to say. Like, it's a lot bigger than the Muslim community in Portland. You guys have way more activities. When I was in Portland, I was involved with planning and organizing like a Muslim summer camp in the mountains. No, not that Muslim summer camp in the mountains. But I feel like y'all are scared to laugh. It's okay, you got an attorney president. Like, again, I can't get you out of trouble, but I can make you laugh during. So they thought that it would be really incredible and awesome and amazing if we had like a Camp Nasheed, right? And this is how you know Muslims in Portland are deranged, because they asked the stand-up comedian to write the Camp Nasheed. And I unironically thought that it would be a great idea to set the Nasheed to Cardi B's I Like It Like That, which was the song of the summer in 2016. So I wrote the Nasheed, I set it to the sound of Cardi B's I Like It Like That, but I turned it into I'm Muslim Like That. I can hear y'all groaning, that's fine. Not everyone has to be like me. I set it to Cardi B's I Like It Like That, and I had literally 200 young Muslim children singing along to I Am Muslim Like That. And I can tell you that each and every one of those children is still in therapy today. Thank you so much. I'm Hannah Masalma.
Wow, alhamdulillah. Could not ask for a better end to GenerAction Jam for this month. Alhamdulillah. Once again, a round of applause for.
Woo!
Alhamdulillah. About a few months ago, she said that she was a stand-up comedian. I was like, one day, inshallah, we'll see it. Alhamdulillah, today is that day. And the blessed 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, Allah blessed us with this comedy. As long as it doesn't get us arrested, we're good. Alhamdulillah. All right. As we're ending, just thank you all for coming through. Alhamdulillah, if you want to donate, you could donate over here. But we're always looking for volunteers. Whichever way you can get involved, inshallah. We're open to whatever you want to volunteer for, inshallah. And so you can sign up, inshallah, through our Instagram page. We'll have the volunteer form on there. And then you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube. We always have this live on YouTube, alhamdulillah. Alex is a hard worker. Alhamdulillah, he has months of GenerAction Jams. Woo! Alhamdulillah, so you can watch our previous content as well as rewind to, try to understand the joke that you missed from Hannah. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. All right, thank you all for coming. Jazakumullahu khair.